everybody! So today we're going to be diving into how to make a fruit fly trap, which is going to be a vinegar-based trap. Obviously it's a pretty common problem for a lot of people that do have a lot of food in their house, particularly fruit. So right off the bat, if you have overripe fruit or fruit that is quickly ripening, that's a really easy target for fruit flies, and they're going to want to put their eggs on them. If that does happen, you'll notice that they multiply like really fast. In one mating season, fruit flies can have up to 500 offspring, and that's really terrible to have in your kitchen. So I am going to be walking you through a few quick and easy steps on how to make a vinegar trap. And once you make it, you're literally just going to leave it and let it do its job. And it's going to work out hopefully really well for you. So please let me know how it does work for you in the comments. And if you have anything else you'd like me to make a how-to video for, I would love to hear about it.
Alright, so as we get started, what you're going to need is some saran wrap, some vinegar. We are going to be using apple cider vinegar. Normal vinegar will be fine. You're going to need some sort of cup that you really don't care that you're going to get bugs in / throw away. So this is just an old mozzarella cup. Something to poke holes with. So I'm just going to use a toothpick. You can use literally I wouldn't use your fingers because those holes will be too big. I would use a knife, a fork, or a toothpick if you have that. And then we're going to need some sugar. So just plain normal sugar. So with that being said, we'll get started with putting this together. Alright, so what we're going to do is take our little cup, and we have our apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to make sure this is mixed up nice and well. We are just going to pour, this is a pretty big cup, I guess, and I don't want to use a lot of this. So I'm just going to pour enough to cover the bottom and then come up a little bit. You really don't need a lot. You just want it to obviously fill the space a little. So I have my apple cider vinegar in my little cup. I'm now going to be taking my sugar. You're literally just adding this so that it attracts them. So I'm going to add probably about 2.5 scoops of this. There's no science behind this. You just want enough so that it's sweet. That should be more than enough. If you're finding that it isn't attracting the fruit flies, then you can add more sugar, but a couple scoops should do the trick. So now we are going to cover our little masterpiece. You can mix it around a little bit just to make sure the sugar is dissolving in there. But again, the whole point, it is in there. It's going to be sweet. And with the apple cider vinegar, that's already pretty sweet from that apple. So we're going to be taking our saran wrap now and covering this. You want to make this a little bit more on the tighter side so that you are able to easily poke your holes in the saran wrap. There we go. So now I am taking my toothpick, and the toothpick, it's pretty small, this end is, so once I put it in, I'm going to move it around a little bit so that it creates a little bit larger hole. So that hole is from the tip of the toothpick to my finger right there. And I'm just gonna go around the edge and add these holes in there. You want them to be large enough for the fruit flies to get in. I really wouldn't be super worried about them getting out from these holes because from what I've experienced, they don't really do that. They kind of get stuck in here, and that's the whole point of making this. So you add a couple around. You can add some in the middle if you'd like to. If you find that it's not working that well, maybe add some more holes, but there's not really any geometry to it. So I have holes all throughout here. And now what we're going to do is literally just let it sit here and go to work. This is actually one that we set up yesterday morning, and as you can see, there are those holes on top, and there are so many fruit flies already in there. A lot of them will get stuck in the solution because it's sweet and they like the smell of it. And as you can see, there are actually some, there's one right there on the outside, but they will just get trapped in there and they won't be able to figure out how to get out. So this has collected the majority of our fruit flies situation. There are still some floating around, which is why we have that second one that I just made. But yeah, that's about it.
And in case this wasn't obvious, you want to put the contraption by where you have all the fruit flies. If they're all over the place, then I would recommend making more than one trap. But we literally put ours right over the sink because that's where we had our compost in that area. And so that is that last video I just showed you with all of the ones collected. And then I'm putting the other one by the garbage can because a few strayed over there. So put them in the areas where there is a high concentration of those fruit flies, and hopefully you will not be able to smell the apple vinegar that much, but they will, and hopefully it will trap them. So best of luck. I hope that you are able to clear your kitchen or wherever with this trap.